Every good endowment and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights. But there is something more. Inspired by the Father, each procession of the light spreads itself generously toward us, and in its power to unify, it stirs us by lifting us up. It returns us back to the oneness and deifying simplicity of the Father who gathers us in. For as the sacred word says, from him and to him are all things. This is the light which, by way of representative symbols, makes known to us the most blessed hierarchies among the angels. But we need to rise from this outpouring of illumination so as to come to the simple ray of light itself. And it grants to creatures the power to rise up, so far as they may, toward itself, and it unifies them by way of its own simplified unity. However, this divine ray can enlighten us only by being upliftingly concealed in a variety of sacred veils, which the providence of the Father adapts to our nature as human beings. The source of spiritual perfection provided us with perceptible images of these heavenly minds. He did so out of concern for us, and because he wanted us to be made godlike. He made the heavenly hierarchies known to us. He revealed all this to us in the sacred pictures of the Scriptures, so that he might lift us in spirit up through the perceptible to the conceptual, from sacred shapes and symbols to the simple peaks of the hierarchies of heaven. The overall shape of this piece follows the traditional pattern of the round heaven on top and the square earth below. In the middle is where they overlap, where angels descend and men can rise up. This is the place we inhabit. Coming down from heaven, there are angels, ready to bring the will of the Father down to his creation. They are the intelligences that come from the heavenly realm down to the earth. How does the earth respond? How is the will of the creation to praise its Creator manifested? Up from the dust of the earth, man is raised up to lead the creation in response. He is the intelligence coming up from the earth that extends this praise up to the Father and the Son by the Spirit flowing through him. From above come the symbols and the heavenly beings sent from the Father to draw us back up to him. Here is Saint Michael the Archangel. He is one we often see looking down on us, on our city, on our nation, coming down to defeat evil ones with his sword or staff. Michael holds his staff, which extends out from the plane of the image a bit, at a different angle than the strings. Perhaps this is something we would consider a miracle, or at least some place where the direct action of the heavenly enters our realm in a very pointed way. In the highest level of the story, Christ crosses through heaven and earth most perfectly. This image is made from tiny glass beads, strung on the music wire strings. Perhaps they are like veils, or a type of body around the wire, both concealing and revealing it. There are 3 different types of beads. Round beads are for the head and the area inside the halo, as it is the center where purpose determines where potential will be directed. The beads for the body are cylinders, also round, but given definite direction. Then there are the little golden cubes, representing space, or even the New Jerusalem in the distant background. The idea to make something like this came together for me after reading Dionysius the Areopagite's Celestial Hierarchies, and then watching a video by the poet Nate Woods reading his poem, "We Sing Because God Sings." In the original video he included an image of King David with his harp. The vertical strings became a symbol to me of the connection between God and man, particularly that man, David. It is a connection from the very heights of holiness, hidden from us in the darkness, coming down through the veils and even farther down to the lowest points of a man's life. That man responds in song to the song of God calling us back up after our fall. David, who is often portrayed with his eyes raised toward heaven, is a youngest son raised up by God to be the king of the nation of Israel. From the heavenly realm, Michael, the Archangel, was sent down by God as a prince to protect that nation. Blessed is the Lord my God, who trains my hands for battle, my fingers for war. He is my mercy and my refuge, my helper and my deliverer, my protector in whom I hope, who subjects my people under me. O Lord, what is man that you are made known to him, or the Son of Man that you consider him? Man is become like vanity, his days like a passing shadow. O Lord, bow down your heavens and descend. Touch the mountains and they shall smoke. Flash lightning and you shall scatter them. Shoot your arrows and you shall trouble them. Send forth your hand from on high. Deliver me and save me from great waters, from the hand of the sons of foreigners, whose mouth speaks empty things, and their right hand is the right hand of wrongdoing. O God, I shall sing a new song to you. I shall play to you on a harp of 10 strings, to him who gives salvation to kings, who redeems David his servant from the evil sword. Deliver me and save me from the hand of the sons of foreigners, whose mouth speaks empty things, and their right hand is a right hand of wrongdoing. Whose sons are like new plants, matured in their youth, their daughters beautified, adorned like a temple. Their storehouses are full, bursting forth with abundance on all sides. Their sheep give many births, multiplying in their streets. Their oxen are fat. There is no gap in their fence or passage, nor outcry in their streets. They call the people blessed, whose lot this is. But rather, blessed is the people whose God is the Lord. When I first saw this piece of sapele wood, I could see that it was right for this project. The image seemed to be infused into the pattern of the grain, linear with Michael's right arm and staff, and more curved on the side with the orb on the left. This wood is catalox. It conceals the bridges. On the back, the braces are maple, and there are a pair of truss rods, perhaps like Jacob and Boaz, providing balance for the tension of all those strings. As for those strings, there are 90 or 180, depending on how you reckon. For each tuning peg there is a string that comes down or goes up and loops around a post, both ends going through the one that tunes. There are 45 tuners on top and another 45 on bottom. When deciding how precisely to determine the spacing of the strings, it was obvious to me that the answer was nails. The order and alignment of these tiny beads is the key to having them resolve into an image. I wanted to find something I could crimp onto the string to fix them in place as a foundation of sorts. First I tried silver crimps, but they did not hold well. Then I went all the way down the scale to lead, most conveniently found as split shot, used for fishing. They anchored well to the wire, and I liked the angling reference of lead, drawing the lines down to the depths in hopes of drawing up fish. This is something I made. This is how things came together and lined themselves up in a sort of Synaxis for me. I wouldn't lean on it too hard for working out the finer points of Orthodox theology, but hopefully it helps you think about heaven and angels and how God desires to connect with men.